Hey everyone, my name is Matthew Hunter and thank you for coming to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos and content to come. Today we're going to talk about why Jeffrey Epstein is such a big deal and what a lot of people I think are missing the point. You know, not only for the fact that he is a trafficker of young children, sex trafficking them, but that is not the main problem with Jeffrey Epstein, even though that is a major problem. The whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein is the blackmail network operation that he was running. So, we all understand that police officers throughout history have used something that we call honeypotting. Now, honeypotting is basically they would, and it doesn't have to be a police officer, it could be even in a foreign intelligence agency. This is a common tactic. They will hire a prostitute or hire even a spy to go to be friendly with whoever the target is. It could be a judge, it could be a politician, and to try to get that politician or spy to sleep with them or get dirt on that individual and use their sexual appearance as a way to entice that person to get close with them and commit acts then which they could be used blackmail for. So this is what was going on with Jeffrey Epstein. Forget the fact that he himself was sexually molesting and brutalizing these children, which is in itself very terrible. But what was going on there was a blackmail operation. And I could care less that if Jeffrey Epstein is still alive today or dead today. What I care about is all the people that went to his island, all the people that flew on his planes, and the networks that he established and the blackmailing that he was doing. So, it's pretty simple to understand. If you're someone like Obama and you're in office and you're running the most powerful nation on the planet, and you're someone like Jeffrey Epstein, whether or not you're working on your own fruition or you're working for a foreign agency, and you are able to get Obama, for example, to sleep with an underage child, and you happen to catch that on a hidden camera, what more blackmail powers could you possibly have? Now you have dirt on one of the most powerful men on the planet. Now this happens on a mass scale. This happens with politicians. This happens with lawyers. This happens with judges. This happens with people in major power in corporations. Across the board, with police officers, police chiefs, this tactic has been used throughout history, and it is a very good one. Because you know what? If your enemy has a video of you raping and abusing a child, and he says, if you don't do what I say, I release this video, and you go to jail for the rest of your life, and most likely you'll be killed in jail because prisoners don't take too kindly to pedophiles, what an ultimate tool to use over their head as a way to control them. You know damn right this is happening. Whether it's the Iranians, the Russians, or all these other countries around the globe, they are probably using these tactics against one another as a way to influence their own local politicians and elections in these other countries. So, this is what's happening with Jeffrey Epstein. This is what happened and why it is so important. Now, why the Ghislaine Maxwell arrest is also so important is understanding how court proceedings work. Now that Ghislaine has been arrested, they can now start seizing her property, her cell phones, her laptops, and start digging into who she was communicating with and try to unearth this blackmail network. And that is the major problem. So with Jeffrey Epstein, we now know by looking at his flight logs, this man flew with people who are in Hollywood. This guy flew with people who were high echelons of political power, members of royal families. We've seen he was flying with people who are high up in the scientific community. And all of this was not because he wanted to befriend all these people. It was more he wanted to get dirt on them as a way to influence them. So the true thing that is the most important of the Jeffrey Epstein case is all the people that he entrapped in his blackmail operation. And I am calling for all that and Donald Trump to investigate all that. What was on Anthony Weiner's laptop? We want to know. That made New York's finest throw up when they found the insurance policy file. What was on the 30,000 emails that Hillary Clinton said was so damaging that she would risk being charged with destroying evidence rather than the evidence come to light? What was on where is all the blackmail tapes? By FBI's own admission, a lot of Jeffrey Epstein's estates and homes were wired with recording equipment. Where did all of that videos go? And why did it take the FBI so long to move in? He had we know from previous deals in the 90s, Jeffrey Epstein had blackmail on people who worked in law enforcement, who would tip him off ahead of time when he was about to be investigated or raided. So I want to know why it took so long for the FBI to move in on these people, including Ghislaine. Was the delay so that then these people could destroy all the incriminating evidence? Let's hope not. And let's hope that they, even though it was destroyed, can retrieve it. This is what's going on a mass scale. As we speak right now, children are being raped, murdered, and even in some cases sadistically tortured in satanic rituals, which you may not believe in because it's hard to believe in, but do in fact exist. It just takes some time to research them and look at police investigations and where these actions were unearthed. So this is the major story. Forget Black Lives Matter. Not to say that all these other things in the news cycle don't matter, but I'll tell you one thing. If people are out there raping and killing babies, that is way more important than anything that we can address today. If Black Lives Matter, so do Black babies' lives matter, and Black babies' lives are being tortured as we speak. We must address this. We must shed light on it. And it is the biggest scandal in our human history. And it needs to be unearthed. So I'm calling on the Department of Justice, the FBI, Donald Trump, everyone in power, including my law enforcement here in Canada, please go after the true criminals. Don't worry about the guy jaywalking. Don't worry about the guy speeding. Don't worry about the guy violating his COVID rules and not wearing his mask. Go after the people who are actually torturing and raping and murdering children tonight. Because you know what? We don't see any of those investigations blasted on the news media the same way we'll see a white officer beat a black or kill a black man. Gets 9 to 5 coverage all day long, run the same news story. Why do we not see major news stories saying, well, today, so-and-so 100 people were investigated and in charge in a pedophile ring? We never hear these stories ever. We even, by their own admissions, by NBC on hot mics, admit that they actually go and cover up these type of stories. Why do they cover them up? Well, now we know with these blackmail operations, like I've explained, includes a lot of people who are influential in news media. And these people are also controlled through blackmail, and why they go ahead and squash these stories. But you as an individual and me as an individual reporter, we can talk about them. We do not need to be censored. We're not controlled, and I will continue to shed light to them. This is the biggest scourge on the planet. It needs to be addressed, and these people need to not only go to jail, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, if you are 100% found to be, with no reasonable doubt, guilty of raping and killing children, you should not be in jail, because I don't think my tax dollar should go to have to put food in your mouth. You should be hung. There should be a death penalty for these people. And I would love to see that one day. And I hope to God one day we do find out what was on Anthony Weiner's laptop in the insurance file. I hope to God we find out what was in the 30,000 emails that Hillary Clinton whitewashed. And I hope to God we find out why Obama needed to order $65,000 in hot dogs to his hot dog party at the White House. Just go and look at John Podesta's emails. Just go and look at the email exchanges of these individuals, including people up as high as Obama, the president of the United States at the time. They have a lot of pedophilia type words in them. Code words such as cheese pizza, and all these other words, hot dogs. They're not going to blatantly say in their government emails that they're exchanging to each other, hey, do you want to come over tonight while we rape this kid? No, they're going to say little things like, hey, you want to come over tonight for a pizza party? It's a way that they try to get around talking in encrypted ways. Well, we're on to them. The FBI is very well aware of these keywords and encrypted words. And I'm tired of seeing people being arrested and harassed by local law enforcement for petty crimes when the biggest crimes against humanity go on unchecked every single night. Let's unite around the cause. I want to start a new trend of kids' lives matter, and that is the biggest scourge on the planet, is the violation of kids' innocence on a daily basis. And a lot of these kids that lives are ruined, snuffed out, or violated, go on to either, hopefully learn from their behaviors, but a lot of them may be affected by these behaviors and go on to repeat those behaviors. And, I'm of the mindset that, a lot of the world's problems we see today are from troubled youth, that people who didn't address their trauma at a childhood age, And, I don't think you're born a psychopath. I think you were raised in an environment that created you to be a psychopath. So if we want to fix a lot of the world's problems and fix a lot of the evil, we must address the elephant in the room, which is the children and what's being done to them on a daily basis. How come in a lot of the places around the world right now, it is illegal for me to smack my wife around, but it is legal for me to smack my child around in the guise of discipline? We need to change these ways of thinking, and we need to unite around the cause of protecting our innocent children. My name is Matthew Hunter. Hope you found this video informative. Signing off.